Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Are we having a sale tonight? Is it like a 2-for-1 Shabbos? It is really great to see everybody this evening. Many of you I saw last night at the baseball game, right? Where the Blue Claws won. I was going to say the Blue Jays, but it wasn't the Blue Jays, it was the Blue Claws. And we won 3-2. It was actually a lot of fun. So the cantor is not here this evening. She gets the evening off, so I get to do all the singing. So I'm going to ask the 20 of you to sing with me. And I actually put it down in a key that we can all sing because I know that. Do you have a seat? Do you have a chair? I mean, I know it's standing room only, but you don't have to stand. It's great to see you. Is Roy bringing a chair? Okay, good. So let's begin our service, and the song is actually not in the book. Bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam chiri biri biri bim bam bim 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 bam bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Bim, bam, bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Chiri, biri, biri, bim, bam. Bim, 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 bam. Bim, 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 bam. Let's continue. Kim, I'm going to invite you to help me with the lighting of the candles. See Kim run away.
Yes. Okay, do I know how to work?
I don't know, do you? That's not how. Let me light it, and then you can say the blessing with me, okay? Oh, you'll do it with me.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Way to go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. I'm continuing on page 2 in the English. Blessed is the source of life, the substance of all being, whose creative power fashions the fruit of the vine. Blessed is the source of life, the fountain of all being, by whose power we plumb the depths of the universe and uncover the mitzvot of holiness. In love, we take upon ourselves the challenge of Shabbat as a reminder of the purpose of creation. In peace, we take upon ourselves the sanctity of Shabbat as a catalyst for freedom and unity. Blessed is the source of life whose creative power hallows the Shabbat. And I invite you to join me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו זיכרון למעשה וראשית כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת לחיים. You know, it's so nice to see people. We even have the township of Ocean represented here. But it's so wonderful to see people. I know that the summer is coming to an end. I know, boo, right? Boo.
But I'm retired.
You can go to the beach, but aren't the beaches closed? I don't know. Yeah, okay. I know the beach clubs are closed, but right, just the beach. But it's wonderful to see so many people here, from Long Island and Barbara. It's great to see you. Right? It's great to see you.
I watched it on the screen last week.
Yeah, with no sound in the first couple minutes, right?
I thought it was mine. I could see
No, it was me.
laptop.
No, it was what we ham radio operators call operator error. But how wonderful it is for us to be together. This deserves the Hine Matov. Hine Matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine Matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. We welcome the Shabbat bride on this glorious evening on page 3 with Lecha Dodi. And when we get to the last verse, normally I would say watch the cantor, but she's not here, so kind of watch Fred, and he'll know when to stand. And we'll face any way we can. Last week we stood, we had a whole family of deer. Who knows what's going to happen tonight? Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad ishmi'anu el hamyuchad Adon. Likrat kalai alalai 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 Pnei Shabbat nekabela likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor haberacha meirosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machshavat chila lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela hitoreri kiva hore kumeori shiri ori shirda beri kevoda donai alaich nigla lecha dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela boi v'shalom ateret bala gam b'simcha u'tohala toch emuneh am segula boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela lecha dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Please join me on page 5. Yithgadal v'yithgadash shemei Rabbah. Bi'alma tivrach ruthei v'yamlich malchuthei. B'cha hayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayetechal beit Yisrael. Ba'gala ba'gala uv'izman karivim eru. Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabba Mevarach Le'alam Olal Me'al Maya Yitparach V'yishtabach V'yithromam V'yitnasei V'yithadar V'yithalev V'yithalal Shemei Dekudisha Berichu Le'ela Min Kal Bechata B'Shiratha Tushbechata V'nechemata Ta'amiran Be'alma Ve'imeru. Amen. And we continue as we rise for the Baruch Hu, the call to worship. See, Jesse, you guys had it right. Barechu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach may be seated. I invite you to join with me in the Hebrew on page 8. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah potech sha'arim, uvitvuna mishane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim b'mishmarotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil bein yom uvein layla, Adonai tzevaot shemo, El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. Together, join me. I am loved, too easy to say, perhaps, too fleeting a feeling upon which to anchor a life, and yet it is so. I am loved, though not always by me. From my earliest days, I was helped and guided to find the path of justice, mercy, and humility. Some guides were clear: parents, grandparents, teachers, and friends. Some were subtle and unexpected, often painful. They are all and always will be with me. When I quiet my mind and still my heart, when I cease the nervous doing that so often passes for purposeful living, I sense their wisdom echoing in my heart. I call out and hear the echo, my voice no longer mine and richer. I listen and learn. Through tales and tradition, through laws and acts of kindness, I find my way. I take mitzvot upon myself to seek to walk the path of righteousness. They too become my guides, and I think of them daily. May I never withdraw my love from this path. Blessed are they who love the way of Israel. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Praised are you, O God, who loves his people Israel, as we rise for the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai echad, Baruch kevod malachuta leholam avayed. You may be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לפניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. I'm on page 11. The God of the outstretched hand who brought our ancestors out of confinement in Egypt, release all those bodily confined for the pursuit of justice. Release us from the prisons and calluses we have constructed around our hearts. Release our hands from the shackles we have placed on them and guide them to their work. Release our minds from the deceptions in which they are imprisoned. Remove exhaustion from our eyelids and our bodies. Release our spirits from terror and fear. Renew us that we may be renewed. Set us on a journey to the land that we are about to enter. Me Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osefele, nora tehilot osefele. Malechotecha Rahovanecha Bokei Hayam Livnei Moshe Zeilianu ve'ameru Adonai Yimloch Adonai Yimloch Le'olam Avayeh. Please join me on page 12 with the Hashkivenu. May I live each day with fullness of mind, attending to life and all it places before me. Thus will I live without hesitation, and only then can we lie down in peace, having given life my all. Only then can I rise up in anticipation of a new day, knowing I have so much more to give. Let mercy refine my actions and justice shield me from enemies. Let my life be a vehicle for grace and mercy, bringing peace and comfort to all in need. May the source of life spread a talit over me, over Israel, over Jerusalem, and over the entire world. God, help us to make this new Shabbat. After noise, we seek quiet. After crowds of indifferent strangers, we seek to touch those we love. After concentration on work and responsibility, we seek freedom to meditate, to listen to our inward selves. We open our eyes to the hidden beauties and the infinite possibilities in the world you are creating. We break open the gates of the reservoirs of goodness and kindness in ourselves and in others. We reach toward the one holy, perfect moment of Shabbat. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat. Lasot et HaShabbat ledorotam v'ridolam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat. Lasot et HaShabbat ledorotam v'ridolam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat. Lasot et HaShabbat ledorotam v'ridolam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et hashabat. Lasot et hashabat ledorotam v'ridolam. Uvayom hashvi'i Shavat vayinafash, Shavat vayinafash, Shavat vayinafash. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat. Lasot et HaShabbat ledorotam v'ridolam. We continue on page 14 with the Amidah, and I invite you to rise. Adonai,
Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana udhilahi. Udhilahi tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi agid tehilatecha. Ananana Adonai. Ananana svatai tiftach. Ananana ufi agid tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imoteinu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Koneh HaKol, v'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. מכלכל חיים וחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מחמוך בעל גבורות, ומדו מלך, תמימית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. You may be seated.
Holy are you, creator of holiness. May all beings greet you as holy each day. Holy am I, created in the image of holiness, that I might greet each being as holy each day. Holy are all beings created in the image of holiness, that they might greet me as holy each day. And holy is this world, created as the home of holiness, that all beings might greet each day. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu be'amecha Yisrael. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu be'amecha Tefilatan be'ahava tekabel Tefilatan be'ahava tekabel. Ritzeh Adonai Eloheinu
Amecha Yisrael. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Be'amecha Yisrael. Utehi leratzon tamid avodat Yisrael Amecha. Utehi leratzon tamid avodat Yisrael Amecha. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Be'amecha Yisrael. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu Be'amecha Israel. Baruch atah Adonai she'otecha levadecha be'yira navo.
So many things to be grateful for, and now it's a good opportunity for us to share what we're grateful for. Grateful for a glass of water. What are you guys grateful for? Raina. Yeah. My family, my wonderful family, I like that. Carol. Right. At home we were 2 inches tall. Right. It's a good thing you weren't watching on your phone. We'd be this big. So, anybody else? Yes. I was the granddaughters for the weekend. And what are your names? I can't hear you. Mackenzie. Brittany? I can't hear. Ridley. Oh, Brinley. Between this and this, Brinley and Mackenzie, welcome. It's great to have you. I never get to use the plural feminine, so baruchot habaot, which means welcome in Hebrew. Anybody else grateful for anything? Barbara, I know what you're grateful for, but tell us. I know that would have really not been good, but we are. How are you feeling? Thank God for vaccines.
Yeah, it comes, it goes. I felt really crappy for like 3 days. And, it's strange. They say, oh, quarantine for 5 days. And I go like, and then that day.
Great. I'm so glad.
It's
We're so happy for you. Complete recovery. Anybody else? Wendy. Good health. Oh, man. Right. We'll do a special mishaberach on your ankle. Oh, on your foot.
Yeah, you need to get the body part.
I got the body part right. So, a few years ago, my wife and I went to Israel, and I had split my Achilles tendon. It was really, really painful. I mean, it was a tear. I was okay. Didn't rip the whole thing off, but I was in a boot. Okay, and I milked it for all it was worth. All it was worth. So, in El Al, of all places, right? They saw me, walking. I had a cane, and I had my boot, and I'm oi, oi. I wasn't like that. But one of the security guys saw me and he said, oh, okay, come on, come over here. And we all spoke Hebrew. And he took us into the secret back door onto the plane, right? And he upgraded our seat. I said, this is going to be a good trip. And then we got there and a war started. So, but that was okay. Yeah, but I had a for 10 days. Yeah, but it gets better. It gets better. Yeah, okay. Then you can go back to playing tennis. Oh, you run. Well, now you'll be able to play tennis. Anybody else grateful for anything? So I'm grateful we got to the Blue Claws game last night, and I want to tell you a very funny story. Fred and Diana were there too, and Mark and Kim were there, and Stella's cheering the team with the blue jerseys, except the team with the blue jerseys were the other guys. Now, my wife is watching me now. I'm fully expecting a text. But we had a great time, and the good guys won, so. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha u'lecha na'el hodot. Praised are you, O God, to whom it is fitting that we give thanks for so many things. Shalom Ra al Yisrael amecha tasim leolam. Shalom Ra al Yisrael amecha tasim leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Lechol hashalom. Shalom rahav al Yisrael amecha tasim leolam. Shalom rahav al Yisrael amecha tasim leolam. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. I'm looking for my Mishaberach page. That was here. Because it's also my Kaddish page. We pray for full healing for those who are ill. This evening, we pray for the full recovery of Emma Villarola, Marge Edelson, Barbara Bascom. We are delighted to see you are vertical. Hazel Scott. Are there any other names that you'd like mention? People who are ill? Yes, Diana. Arlene German. And we'll pray for your foot too. Please join me in the Mishaberach. Mishaberach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength,
who blessed the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Let's take a moment for some personal and some silent reflection and prayer. Say shalom bimroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, ve'imeru, amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, yalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. So, this week's Torah portion is one that every rabbi dreads. Every Reform rabbi dreads it. Okay? It is the portion Akev. Akev means if. If you do this, this will happen. If you do this, this will happen. This is what I call the Forrest Gump of Torah portions. Now, you all remember the movie or the book, Forrest Gump, right? I'm sure you do. Life is like a box of chocolates. Now, there is a very profound set of theologies in Forrest Gump. And it is all based on the portion of Akev. The first theology in Forrest Gump is Forrest Gump's theology. What is his theology? $50 and the trip to Belmar. What was his theology? No? Oh, really? See, you guys don't watch movies the way I do. Forrest Gump's theology is, I'm doing good. Good's going to happen to me, even though I don't know when and I don't know how. Okay? I went to visit the President of the United States again, right? And all of these wonderful things happened to him. Why? What's the subtext? The subtext is that you have to be a moron for all of these things, for all of these good things to happen to you. right? That really, right? Because he's such a simpleton. The other side of the theology is Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan was angry. He was extremely intelligent, but he was angry. And all of the bad things that could ever happen to somebody in a war happened to Lieutenant Dan. He lost his legs, he lost his friends, he lost his family, and it was only much later when he jumps off the boat and he so-called makes peace with God, right? After the big storm, that he realizes that he doesn't have to be so angry. Those are two really different theologies, and they're presented in Forrest Gump in a very interesting way. So why do I dread Ekev? Why do we dread this Torah portion? Because we know that this is not the way the world works. If you do good, or if you are good, bad things can still happen to you. And if you do bad, good things can still happen to you. It's not so much an easy equation. So then why put it in the Torah? The writers put it in the Torah not necessarily because they believed in a one-to-one correspondence. You do good, good's going to happen to you. You do bad, bad is going to happen to you. They put it in because they wanted us to confront the realities of life. And the reality of life is sometimes we feel like a Forrest Gump, and sometimes we feel like a Lieutenant Dan. And sometimes we feel that things are worth screaming to God about, and sometimes we feel that there are times when we want to give thanks to God. Okay? I'm just looking at my injury in my arm, right? I'm just, what did I do to deserve this, right? Well, I didn't do anything to deserve it, except I lifted too much weight and I hurt myself. So who do I give thanks to? Do I blame God? No. Do I blame me? No, partially. Do I blame my doctor? Only for the bill. We can struggle. We can yell at God like Lieutenant Dan and say, come on here, come and get me, I'm ready. And there's nothing wrong with it. God can take our anger in the same way that God can take our praise. When we had our moment of Thanksgiving, a whole bunch of you told me what you're thankful for. One day I'm going to do what are you not thankful for, and what are you angry for? And I'll tell you what, I bet that'll get a lot more rise. And that's okay. And that's okay, because we are Jews. We are allowed to struggle, and we are allowed to struggle with God. And we are allowed to get angry with God. Elie Wiesel said there's only one thing God doesn't like. God doesn't care if you dislike him, hate him, love him. God only cares if you ignore him. Take your love, take your gratitude, take your anger. It's all part of who you are and who God made in you. God can take it, and so can you. Shabbat shalom. Let us continue. Hang on a second here. Now you'll all have to go home and watch Forrest Gump. Wait till I do my theology of the Poseidon adventure for you. The original Poseidon adventure, not the one with Richard Dreyfuss. That was terrible. Please rise, page 23. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, גורלנו ככל המונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר Haya Adonai Melech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu Adonai echad Ushemo echad. Please remain standing if you would. Was that? You didn't go down, did you?
I did.
Andy and I have this long-standing issue. There's a note, one note I can't sing. Play it. High B.
Well, I don't know where it is.
Oh, yeah, he doesn't know where it is now. And I can't sing it. There it is. I can't get that high. Very rarely can I get that high. He thinks I can, but I don't know that I
I know
can.
you can.
Yeah. But even in our joy, we step back from our Shabbat joy and this beautiful evening and our communities. We remember those who died at this yard site. This evening, we remember Joseph Blank and Celia Broder, Milton Karras, Herman Denberg, Dora Fishstein, Saul Gateman, Barnett Goldman, David Goldsmith, Stephen Gordon, Charles Grossman, Henry Hershoff, Solomon Hertz, Alfred Kane, Hyman Kaplan, Leo Korn, Sobel Leon, Ruth Klein Marcus, Joseph Mendelson, Carrie B. Miller, Rose Miller, Abraham Posner, Candy Rich, Helena Scherer, Marian Schaff, Shirley Shallow, Saul Silberstein, Dr. Samuel Stevens, Franklin Strauss, Lila Ann Strauss, Hyman Tantaleff, Max Warner, Robert Weston, Florence McConnell, and Sylvia Gold. Are there any other names of people that you'd like mentioned for the Kaddish? Good. Please join with me. Let's wait for the train to go by. New. Please join with me on page 25 for the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye echon u'v'yom echon, u'v'chaye dechal Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kari v'imaru, amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach, v'yitpar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudusha barichu, le'ela minkal birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran bi'alama v'imeru. Amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim alenu v'akol Yisrael v'imeru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom. Alenu v'akol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved, and we say, Amen. You may be seated. Ose shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen. Wendy, our esteemed president. Well, there you go.
Shabbat Shalom and welcome and thanks for coming tonight. It's nice to see all of you here. So Kim and Mark, the ending to that story was that I never told you I had to make sure my scrunchie matched my outfit before I went to the hospital. Kim remarked on how everything I wear always matches, and I said, well, yeah, you know. And so many, many years ago, I was preparing my first Passover Seder, and I was moving furniture, and I moved a butcher block table to the wall and proceeded to stand on a chair that was made out of cane and fell and went like that. And my sister came over to take me to the hospital, but I had to make sure my scrunchie matched my outfit before I went. You know, this is life. Anyway, so we are getting ready for the holidays. I know it's still the summer, and the holidays are 4 weeks away, maybe? Something like that. And Rabbi Sai has been working on his sermons all summer, and I have yet to decide what I'm going to say for my first presidential address, but it'll come to me. So, Brinley, were you named after Brinley Avenue in Bradley Beach? You really were? No, you weren't. Well, then everybody else knows, but my great niece is named Bradley, and she was named after Bradley Beach. Who knew that? And she was named after Bradley Beach. So her middle name is McKenna, and she was named after a beach in Hawaii, her middle name. They're all surfers, my family. Even Bradley, she got a surfboard for her 5th birthday, and she's really good. Her little brother's going to be 1 next week. His name is Jackson, and his middle name is Rye, because they go surfing at Rye Beach in New Hampshire. So enough of that. So anyway, Sai, thank you for mentioning Emma's name again. Emma, if you hadn't heard, is a former student of mine who's extremely ill. She's 18. She was getting ready to go to college, and she had a stroke. And she's in the hospital. She's been there for 17 days. They're still trying to control the blood clots that cause the stroke, but they don't know why. And she had her second cradiotomy. Is that how you say? Yeah. Last weekend to drain the fluid from her brain. So she's sedated, she's intubated. Her mother has not left her side. She is a miracle woman. And I've asked, and I'm going to continue to ask, that you please pray for Emma. If you don't pray, please send out healing thoughts to her and her family. They're going through a lot right now. On a happier note, so I said something about Bradley. Well, she's starting 1st grade after Labor Day in New Hampshire. So I asked her what she wanted for school supplies. I already got her, she wears a uniform, so I got her sweaters to go with it, the whole bit. And she said to me, Aunt Wendy, instead of you buying the supplies and sending them to me, can you just send money? So 6 years old, she already knows about that. And we have something very special coming up during the high holidays. We're doing a couple of things that we used to do before. One of them is on Kol Nidre. We used to have what I call the Walk of the Presidents, where the presidents would all walk up on, past presidents, or walk up on the bima and from in the back of the sanctuary and sit on the bima. So we're starting that again. I'm so happy. And the other thing is we're starting our food drive again, which we haven't done in a couple of years. So before I forget, so 2 of our board members are here tonight, Barry Bascom and Roy Dresner, and Roy's on the executive board as well. And Kim and Mark are here, and they chair the Social Action Committee. So would you like to say a little bit about what's going on?
Yeah, we're going to
We're going to ask that you please give us bring some canned goods, food along, and we're going to be donating it to one of the local charities, and then we'll be doing this on some regular basis.
Thanks, Mark, which is really great. We're distributing them on Rosh Hashanah, and they'll for you to bring back on Yom Kippur. We're trying to get a list together of what exactly, but it's all non-perishable foods, of course. And what was that word I couldn't remember again? Food insecure, the insecure part. It's amazing how many people in our local area are still food insecure. People you never, ever would have thought, and they never would have thought would have those problems. So I'm really glad that we're starting this again. And anything I forgot? I'm okay? Oh, Sisterhood is having game night again. If you're not a member, you can still become a member. The flyer is on our website, and we have a great time, and we hope you can join us. And I guess that's it. So Shabbat Shalom. Thank you again for coming, and please join us inside for the Oneg. Raina, you have to come in this time. Teo made his pizza, it's like flatbread pizza. It's out of this world, and I understand his guacamole is really good too, but I don't like guacamole. I know. So please join us for the Oneg, which, as always, is paid for by Sisterhood. Thank you.
So girls, do you want to come join me for the motzi? Come on up. Here, just hold on to that. Ha-motzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices join in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. And you can take some bread if you want. You can take some bread, yeah. That's all? You want some? No? Okay. Okay, go back. Thank you. So immediately following services, we're going to go into the pre-function area. Our closing song is Adon Olam, and it's not in the book, so don't look for it. Sorry, Jess. Huh? Oh, pencils, right. So who was, no, it wasn't birthday day. Who did I not give a pencil to last week? They're not here? Well, Teo found them. Yeah, and who? And Marty Steinway. So, Marty and Harry, if you're looking, I'm holding your pencils hostage. Let's close our service with Adon Olam. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'et nasa v'chefzo kol azai melech v'lo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora ve'hu haya ve'hu hove ve'hu yihye בתפארה והוא אחד ואין שני להמשיל לו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמשרה והוא אלי וחי גואלי וצור חבלי בעת צרה והוא ניסי ומנוס לי מנת כוסי ביום אקרא בידו אפקיד רוחי בעת אישן ויעירה ואם רוחי Adonai li velo ira. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless and keep us all. May God's face shine over us and be gracious to us. May God's face shine over us and give us all the blessings of peace. I wish you a wonderful Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. And that's where the Electric Light Orchestra song comes. Don't bring me down. Don't bring me down. You got me singing all these B flat minors. Doo doo. Thank you.
Of course.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Choo, choo. Choo, 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 choo.
That's a long stand. You got to get there.